are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
Tune to the Bottom Line Liberia 24/7.
This is Bottom Line Liberia.
Let me say a great welcome to all of you that are joining us tonight. Sorry for 3-4 minutes of being late. You know, sometimes technology they act up. We use them, but we don't sometimes control them. But let me say welcome again. Tonight we're going to have wonderful discussions as usual. The rest of the colleagues will be here for us to start our discussion. But for now, I'm the lonely troubadour on the show. My name is Limford Goa, and from Norway, I come to you while I await my colleagues to come. We want to inform you that tonight we're going to have a wonderful discussion. We're going to be looking at, as usual, we're going to be looking at our major stories that make headlines in Liberia. That is the stories that make headlines in the local dailies in Liberia. We'll be looking at that. And we also have a video that will be playing by the head of the global crime in America, Beth Van Schack. She lauded the effort of President Joseph Boakai for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. Thus far, for signing the paper, we'll be listening to what she said and what does that mean for Liberia or the government as a whole. And so these are some of the things I will be looking at. Again, like I said, my colleagues are going to be joining me in the next couple of minutes, and as we get the ball rolling. But today is the 10th of May. Wow. It's going January, February, March, April, May, the 5th month of the year. And this is how far the year goes. You know, sometimes we're celebrating Christmas, we forget that, this is the end of the year, and so everybody's happy, we celebrate Christmas, and then all of a sudden, New Year comes again, and then we start from day one, which is New Year's Day, and then, well, we think the year is so long, but no, just a couple of weeks ago, or months ago, maybe months, we were celebrating New Year, and everybody was like, oh, Happy New Year, 2024 just started, and, but now we've almost midway in 2024. So sooner or later, we're going to be entering June, and then we'll be 6 months down the new year 2024. And those that have something to do that have not even started yet or even completed will be worried about the year. It's like if you have a big project to do, and then you start from day one, and you think, okay, maybe I got 5 years, right? Okay, yeah, 5 years too long. You start from day one, and then all of a sudden you go on 1 week, then 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, and so I still got 4 more years. And for our situation in Liberia, it's 6 years that we elect the president for. So the president from day one is, oh man, listen, I got whole 6 years. That is just day one, man. This is the first month, so don't worry, I'll be making my appointments. And all of a sudden, 3 months gone, and like our current government is set 100 days, and all of a sudden, before we go power, our 100 days gone. Now they begin to give different excuses. Oh, and the 100 days, our political talk. Well, they didn't know that the time was going to go fast, and we saw this thing with all past leaderships. But let me say, welcome to Jima. Why Jima sets up, or I'm sure he's following. Well, so we'll be going through the major newspapers, top stories tonight. Like I said, and we have this video for Beth Van Schack, the American. I'll try to get her correct title. I think she's the head of the global crimes for from the U.S. and she's been to Liberia 2 different times during the WECC administration, and now she's congratulating the new government, especially the president, Joseph Boakai, for signing that paper to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court. But this congratulation from the American, what does it mean for us Liberians, for the government? Does it mean that we are bound? Now that we have made commitment, we are bound to do what we committed to? But Chima, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you well.
Well, thank you. Good thing to be back again. We need to applaud our president for taking that bold step. And now he's in the U.S., attending the U.S. Africa Business Summit. And that also takes the time to meet some top ranks in America to discuss how best he can support his initiative. He has taken a bull by the horn. And to move on, you need some backing. And 79 years old, and who served for 12 years as vice president, and he taking a decision that two past presidents did not take. We need to applaud him. To applaud him.
That's right. We need to applaud him, and I think Chima is right. And so, but we're going to be taking our musical break, and when we get back, then we will get to real action, because we know that these discussions will take time, and we need people. And as you join us, please share the show. We depend on you to listen to what we say and to do the discussions together. And you also depend on us at some point to give you the information. So this is a two-way thing. We need you there, and you need us here. So once you join, I will ask you to invite your friends and share the show. We'll be back in some minutes.
My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? See, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. Fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people don't want to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock them for us. With the promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to grieve? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and little on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
Yes, they lie. They fool us. But again, we say in Liberia normally we say we are the masses. We don't get tired. We can't get tired. The masses. You lie to us, say we inside. We can't get tired. So welcome to all of you that are viewing us. My name is Linford Goa. Jimar Kamara is there in the UK, and together we'll be bringing you some information. We expect our colleagues to join us. Gatune from Germany and Paul the Lord Chilby from London, and maybe Francis Mensa from Sweden. This is a European-based platform. If you get joining us the first time, the platform is called the Bottom Line Liberia Discussions. This is where we discuss the issues, give our analysis. We may not be right, and we may not be wrong either. That's exactly how we feel about it. We respect everybody here. Your views are important, so you are welcome to leave your comments about the issues that are under discussion, and your comments could be discussed as well. So again, let me say welcome to Chima. And how was your week? Today's the weekend starting today. So how was your week?
Well, I've been brilliant here. We've been doing very well. Manchester is a good place to be right now. The weather is really stormy. You know, when you live in Europe, the first thing you all want to discuss is the weather. You know, you always sit on this phone. Have you wondered why you guys got into start discussion with the break ice wave? They're always over the weather. Even your neighbor, you got out, you see your neighbor in the community, you also, the weather looks good tonight. That's how you start. That's how you start off. So it's the kind of thing. So please don't blame us. Why you always ask her, why you guys always talk about the weather? We always speak of the weather. It's a kind of normal thing here in the West. That's how you start off conversation with your neighbor or a friend. Oh yeah, the weather looks good today. Say you want to say something, how you can approach. You can break the ice and start talking. So basically the weather is fantastic, brilliant. We're all walking here with no clothes on. Literally virtually no clothes walking in the street. You want to go to the park. This is the time you want to be in the park. And the good thing, Manchester has over 100 parks. So and I live by one of the biggest one called Hayton Park, where they host over I don't know how many artists will show you. This is one of the places you had. They always host the biggest concert. They have for 3 days, and it's not just unbelievable. So very, very good condition today in Manchester. If you're living around here, you live in Manchester, man, weather is good. I don't know about what is happening in London right now, where Paul lives. So I'm having fun, to be honest.
Paul, get more. Yeah, Paul. Paul. Welcome.
Well, good evening, gentlemen. It's good to be back here. Yeah. Jima, you already said it. The weather is fantastic. It was humid today. I mean, you can see I'm in t-shirt just to show you that.
Yeah, everybody wearing t-shirt, right?
Everyone in t-shirt. That means we in it. And look, this is the beauty of the Western world. When it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot, and that's how it is. And everyone, when in the UK, when the weather is really hot, people smile. But when it starts raining, everybody becomes grumpy. So today, you see people, you walk in the street, you see somebody, oh, it's hot. And everybody, you start conversation. So it is where it is. This is the beauty of our. But on the other side now, I know rainy season started already in Liberia. So people might be worrying about flooding and all that while we enjoy the sunshine here. But it's good to be back on the bottom line discussion, and I'm looking forward to the local daily, and also to have a fascinating discussion tonight. Yeah, but how y'all end, Nick?
Well, You know, like you guys already said it, the weather is the thing that we discuss here. Even the moment, you know, so now I don't understand how men know. They see you ever freezing, especially in the winter, right? Everybody will know everything. Then they ask you how you feeling? Are you cool? I say no, I'm not cool. You born here. I walk in here, you asking me if I'm cool, and you're looking at this. Well, you know, the weather is what it is. We can't do anything about it, and I think the weather got some effect on the people here, on the people in Europe. You know, one morning.
You know,
The men that wake up, they laugh you. The next few minutes, the men are vet with nobody.
yeah. You know, Lifa,
Yeah.
I ran into a lady a few years back when I was in Amsterdam, and she asked which country you come from. I said Liberia, and she said, "What are you doing? What are you doing here?" I said, "What?" She said, "You have the best weather that people ever, the white people want to have. What are you doing in the cold?" And this it was in February. It was this year was it was freezing cold. What are you doing here? You have the best weather, but the thing is, due to economic condition, people tend to run away from the best weather and come to the place that is so cold for survival. And those are things that you see people crossing their
But
land.
I will tell you, we are Jima, besides Jima, who has a different religion. Well, the two of you are Christians, and
Boy,
I'm believing
who
that.
told you? Who told Paul is a Christian?
No, but no, I know for that it is. But defend yourself.
My man, before the Bible went to Liberia,
We
my
have religion.
people, the Guru people believe in something. And
You
that's
see?
why when Guru person tell you, say, Nyeswa, they tell you, say, that was almighty power before the book
The
that came that was
religions.
written by men.
Yeah, and that's right.
Yes.
So you are basically saying that you are spiritual. It's not about religion. You've been a spiritual when you were before birth. So this
Yeah,
is how
you
you.
see-
Absolutely. And
This is what we're
the
talking
God
about. So
that
it's not about being a Christian. It's about being spiritual.
spiritual. Yeah, you see that,
Thank
you know,
you.
and it came, people came and divided,
And-
you know, and converted the
And,
thing that
and
we
bring
believe in and
and bring the
converted
institution and call it religion.
their
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah.
But you see,
Yeah.
our people normally, our people know. Paul, you and Ajma, the shirt we're wearing, we know somebody made it. The house we're sitting down under, somebody made it. Everything about us, even the food we eat, somebody made it. Even your own food, you gotta cook it. So, who in that right mind would believe that there is no God? If you got a vast universe, we're just talking about the weather, right?
Yeah.
One time it become cold, one time it become hot, rain come, you go, you can see the rain. In fact, when it's snowing, the amazing thing, the first time I came to Europe when it was snowing, I thought it's snowing, I sitting there up there. But then we flew, I flew several times during the winter. You just pass through the gloomy cloud and then you are above and the sun is shining. And you can't see the
Yeah.
snow to say, yeah, the snow sitting here and it coming down. But and then somebody will tell me that there is no God. And our people, our traditional people in Africa before, they believe that there was this supreme being, but they don't know him. They don't know where he is. But they look at something that is mysterious that they themselves can't understand. So they say maybe the representation of this great power that we think exists must be this thing here. So that's why they used to look at those sacred forests or sacred water or something. Maybe they follow this water way upstream and see how it started, maybe a drop, and then it comes down and make a stream. And with some mysterious thing, they started to worship it, believing that this power was in there. But then our men king, they brought something book. They say that one you want to believe in.
I mean, let's
And
go
they
to the
book
topic.
it.
Forgot, but you want to preach the religion now? You want
Yeah,
church
yeah.
to
You see,
gospel
so
man?
then they confuse us. But me, I still believing there's big power that is there. So, like we were saying, you know, our European weather is what makes that what shape our conversation, our mood, and all these kind of things. And so when the woman asks you what you doing here, you got the best weather. But again, like I was saying, God that created us is very smart. But man, what Africa get good weather? We get gold and diamond. We get every just about any mineral you think about
Everything.
in one country, in the next country. If God get all of these things, turn around and give us knowledge. Then what our men our other neighbor don't do now, they will not survive. So God divided
But this,
Oh,
Get
come
off
on,
weather.
come on,
Get
come on,
back
come on, leave her, come
Lifa,
on.
this is the point. Because
Linford is
our
shifting
neighbors
blingo.
know, you see, Linford, this is the point. Our neighbors know that because we have the knowledge and we have everything. So what they use gun to cripple us. Now, today, now, if you find out what's happening in the Middle East, Egypt is the peace breaker of the movement. So what does that tell you? If this guy, the people that wrote the book, they're telling you most of the book that was written. I mean, recently I read something about Ethiopia. Ethiopia today, they have the proper biblical script that was written that was not translated. So if we want more information on religion, that's the place to go and find it. But
Yeah,
our
how many
neighbors know
wrote a
that-
book? Some part of it, they say, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God concerning you. So whether we enslaving you, just say there, thank you, God. Whether we sell you, we make you slave, we do anything that you just say, God, thank you. The how God want you to be. Oh, so
Exactly.
they go here. So they go here. That certain people will be way out, then they all will be down, then. And then, but let's forget about the religion. We can't tell you one day. One day we'll open some religious debate here. We'll be on it. We'll discuss it.
Okay, what we're gonna do? We will
It will not
invite
sound good, but we'll discuss it.
we invite one of the bishops to one of the pastors in our
Yeah,
community
yeah.
to come in. I mean,
That
we
the people say,
you
that the
know,
people say, hey, because we can't try to back. They see
But
the
the-
thing wrong, but they still want to back it.
the thing
with
about
scripture.
religious debate, you need to be open-minded.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
have-
good. That's good, gentlemen. You Joseph, if you this is what we do here. Sometimes we just pick, we make it look interesting. But Paul today, we'll be looking at the daily, the major daily newspapers and some of the stories in there. And Chiba is always responsible for that. I see one comment up here. Let's see what the person say. Probably the person, Fred, Nyampa, say it is those crazy people who are saying there's no God. Yeah, no, nobody can. For me, no, I can doubt what somebody's account is about what they think God is, but I cannot doubt God because nobody was there. Nobody, the picture where they get on Jesus, Jesus was not born as well, man. He didn't get blonde hair because if the man was born in the Middle East, he can't be blonde. Okay, and besides that, they say shepherd want to worship. Well, in Europe and Paul, we must live it. Even London, they don't get plenty of snow. Okay, we will get plenty of snow. All the water they can turn to add. What can I shepherd by November the men and put other animal inside in the house? So what can I shepherd or star to go carry incense to follow the star and thing? The men get rolling power. I mean, they get translated it to make it to suit them after they finish doing battle blind men. Let me bring one contemporary thing before we close. They met all the country that all get put up. They get pulled up. They say they want that England. Yeah, they pulled there with Ireland, all the country then down to Africa, our own country, they divided. There, they say before I move from Liberia to go to Guinea, that is for my own people, I'm gonna get paper. But having that none of them have seen, they didn't get a key. They know nobody have gone and come back. They say, oh, they man, what we say that Jesus, when you believe in him, then you will go to heaven free. Oh, it went man. Your country, why I see face to face. Why you get money borrow thing and tell me to come? But then the other place not being say if I just believe or if I do like that, if I do good, then I'll go there. No, something wrong. Let me tell you, a white man knew that they were heaven somewhere where something you can do to go to heaven, they will not bring it to a planet. The program they made was slave.
But this guy, he's sounding different right now because you're
Well,
Linford, it's sounding contradictory to your faith now. Linford, you sounding contradictory right now. You say you sound like
I believe in
you
God.
sounding contradictory right now.
No,
So
I
you tell-
believe in God. Listen to me. I believe in God. I believe in supreme being. But where somebody will try to twist it to make me to believe it is what I don't know. No.
All right. So we will ask across if you just listen to it. If
before-
you got a
before-
comment, drop your comment. This is quite interesting. We'll go to Paul. Wait a second. We'll go to that review about daily papers. Our colleague just dropped a bomb. Issue of religions were brought to us, forced upon us. And if you got a comment on that, let's hear you too. Drop your comment if you got to call before we go to our
If
daily
you want to
newspaper.
go and get told, but we'll go
That's
to
a
our
very
regular
interesting
program.
thing. Is that religions are forced upon the black people? So we had our own way of living. Black people had their own beliefs. So, and why would you accept that at all? This is way of life. You live your way of life. If there was a way to God or to heaven, if it does exist, women would have not shown us. But because they don't want to control our minds, that's why you're
They
saying.
don't want to control our mind. I want to move from Norway to go to London. I need visa. But they having you don't know. You say I can go there free. You get a key. You get no relative living there.
But
The
then
government
is-
are there.
you know,
You're not part of
you know,
it.
another question come to me, Paul. Before I'm sorry, Paul, to hold you back. Another question come to me. There, you run. They went to enslave you. Now you doing a modern slavery. You run after them. Now you're in a country. Why you running after them then?
Yeah.
Why you coming to the country? Why you
Coming to
see
our country?
Hmm.
No, because I don't believe that anybody belong anywhere you lay down.
Or whatever they took from you, you come to get them back, carry back to them. That's what you do.
But what do you, my friend? You get small. If you get 100, they take nothing from you. 10% of you will use
Anyway,
nothing.
I like Paul.
The point I'm making,
Paul is a traditional leader, so he doesn't believe anything. He's just a spiritual man.
these people they translated the Bible. There was a Bible, there was a script about God's creation, but they maneuver. Look at common history. People have maneuvered all kind of way to suit their own. When they go to, common example, they go to Africa, they will not go to the major cities. I watched one program. You know, like they kind of big talk show. Yeah, I think that what the guy on BBC. Steven Sako, I think Steven Sako
Yeah,
show.
the guy who do hard talk.
Fine. Okay. You know I know Harold Whittaker, the guy that did the last king, the guy that acted in the last king of Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy, they are writing a script for that movie, The Last King of Scotland. And he went to Uganda to shoot because he had not been to Uganda before. So they only read about Idi Amin and they wrote the whole script. And when they made a setting, how Uganda should be very bad and thing. So the guy went to Uganda with a group of journalists, the whole team, to start to shoot the movie. When they got to Uganda, then what he saw on the ground was different. So they had to stop and they started to rewrite. And there is a guy from Uganda who was a kid. I don't know if he was a kid or he was born in the UK, but he always goes to Uganda and he was there. So when Harry Taker was supposed to make a film, they had to stop the whole project for almost 1 year to rewrite the script. Okay, and this guy from the UK, the Ugandan guy from the UK, I'm telling you about life story. I mean, something I was Steven Sako show. I'm not saying my own story. So this guy, he and some British journalists had gone to Uganda at the time. When they were there, you know what they did? They didn't take the picture of people in Kampala, the capital city. So the boy asked them, "You take picture now?" They say, "No, we don't want to take picture of normal people. That means the people are dressed, they are normal people, they wear clean. So they want to go way inside the village where the women they get lapa, they are taking flapping a day, the children they flash it into their nose. That what kind of picture they want to take to come present about Africa." Okay, so when Steven Sako had his show here, so Harold Whittaker, all of them were there. And the guy said, you know, the Western media is portraying Africa to be the worst. They will never show it in a good part of Africa. Then he turned around. Some of those journalists were right there. He said, you. When we went to Uganda and I took you up this mountain where you can have a good view of the city, and I took you to take some video and do some picture taking, what did you tell me? Didn't you tell me that you don't want to take the pictures of normal people? But when I carried you in the interior, you started to take pictures of children sitting with flies in their nose, and you know, which is everywhere. In London, you can see the same thing. You can see slum area. New York, you can see slum area. I've been to Philadelphia. I saw people sleeping under the bridge. They will not take that, but they'll go to Africa and take all the ugly pictures. So this is to show that these people, they will only show the worst part about us to bring us down because mental slavery. Because once they portray you like that, we do not have the power to counteract them when we come to Europe. So what they do, they are already showing this picture. So that's why you walk inside and see the small white children. They start to see you. They start looking at you. But I thought my father told me that these people, they get tail or they live in the tree. You know, can you imagine? So it's a big media war. But I think we got to proceed with our program today, and we'll be highlighting some of these things so that people know.
Before we proceed, Vladimir Putin did something unprofoundly lately that the white people not happy with. Do you know the Russian Orthodox have the portrait of the real Jesus, and he's not white? Last month, Vladimir Putin revealed that the real Jesus Christ is not white he's not a Swedish man with blue eyes, blonde hair. they have this, the Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox have the real Jesus Christ picture, and he's come from that. He looked like that Egyptian. You know, if you look at people from Sudan, well, what happened? The real Egyptian. So those are the people from Turkey and other part of Europe that because of wars upon wars, people migrated down to Sudan. The Egyptian moved to Sudan, and that group that they look like the Somalian, they how they call it, the Ethiopian. That's how Jesus Christ looked like. Putin reviewed that. So all that thing with blonde hair, blue eyes, you only find that in Scandinavia, maybe Norway or Sweden or Denmark. That's where they took that picture from to say, oh, like Jesus Christ. But the actual Jesus is a black person. And this is the fact.
They will not accept it. They will
They will
say,
not
but in the
accept
first place, where they defeated themselves is that the lot of contradictions. After they translated the Bible so much, then they put a lot of contradictions in it. Number one, if Jesus was born in the Middle East, okay, then he cannot be white man. It's not possible.
It's not possible. Yeah.
It's not possible. A man was born there. Okay, let's say that God's son, God spoke, the Holy Spirit spoke to a man to get pregnant. So that Holy Spirit our white man, and nobody has seen God. And who was there to take a picture? So even when you look at the different kind of picture of Jesus they bring, all of them are the same. Some no different, some the beard short, some the beard long, some the nose pointed, some is different. Look at the statue. Different look.
The portrait is actually a painting by somebody.
Guys, can I suggest something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I suggest that we will continue? We will have somebody who is well clothed with the authority to speak on the religious stuff.
I think exactly that's where you're going.
Yeah, because we keep going, like we all giving our opinion here. So if someone in the area of religion who's theology will tell us what he believes, so at least we got an authority to speak on. So it'll be a balance.
But I go to church. You can't overlook me in this place here. Somebody who go to church, give and take immediately.
What will eventually get from any pastor?
No, I mean, I respect God's opinion. I mean, what
we get from any pastor is a strong defense because
I respect your opinion, guys.
Yeah.
I respect your opinion, but what, if we can,
I agree with you.
I don't want to have a balanced discussion. That's my point here. So if you have somebody with the background in the field of theology, will tell us what do you think about who study religion, the biggest 5 religions in the world. They will tell us not only about Christianity, all the 5 bigger religions.
I promise I'll try to find one pastor. I got several pastor friends. I'll try to talk to some of them if they not.
No. Let's look for someone who study religion in general. We can look for Islam, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, and Hinduism. So then we can get a clear balance.
Since at least you are Muslim, can you find one imam for us and I'll find one Christian so the two of them can carry?
It will get you into a debate where I don't think we want it to look so negative. We want I can get them. I can get somebody to speak on the religious side. But the part of the matter here is that we want to, when you keep questioning them, some of them we put in the hot seat, they will feel uncomfortable. I don't think you want to make your guests uncomfortable. My argument here is that if we got specific questions to ask them, and now we can able to let them know so they can still account to us. But if you put it in the seat, most of them are not.
In that respect, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are watching us, this is what we give in general knowledge here about what we give you our opinion. I told you our opinions are not right, they are not wrong. That's how we feel about it. So you can write your own opinion. But Chima, if we're going to do that, I will not even suggest that we get an imam and a pastor here together. No, because eventually they might start to go which religion is the best, which one is the best.
Yeah.
But because I would want to grab one pastor, since I believe in God and honor the acronym Christian, I would want to grab one pastor here and put on my point. Because you got to convince me. You got to convince me that this Jesus was born actually as a white man. You got to convince me why the Bible will say I should accept whatever will happen to me, and I will get praise God. Whether I'm suffering, whether somebody's suffering me, I'm gonna praise God. That's how God.
I got a question for Jamal before we transition.
Go on.
It is a friend of mine told me something at work. he's an artist, right? He does painting and all that. And he said the religion, the Muslim religion, if they found somebody that is good at painting, he will paint the best, but then he'll leave something little bit there to say, to just make a small mistake. Say only Allah can be right, but no other person. So he will deliberately make mistake. I don't know whether it's fantasy or story this guy was telling me, but I just want to get your view on this. Is that something in your religion?
That is not written in any script. That is
Oh,
just somebody
all right,
believes.
thank
So
you.
somebody can just say
Oh,
that it's a sort of opinion. But I don't think
right.
it's script in a script or any of these religious books that we've gone through. Somebody can just have believe that yeah, that's somebody's just opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's transition.
Okay. Jima, hit us up on the papers.
All right, guys,
Now
ladies and
share the show.
gentlemen.
Share the show.
If you just joining us, this is the Border Liberia coming to you live from the city of from Europe, Central Europe, Sweden, Norway, London, wherever. We are a European-based station and a flat platform. We discuss Liberia here. We discuss Liberia. We discuss all issues. So tonight we'll be looking at what we do right here. We always do the first review of our major newspaper in Liberia, but make headlines in the country. From there, we'll go to our main topic. Tonight, we'll be looking at the major newspaper. We'll be looking at Daily Observers tonight and the New Republic newspaper in Liberia. First, we'll look at, gentlemen, will be like the dangerous drugs that are hitting Liberia, the Liberian drugs enforcement, how much they're doing with Liberia. The question is, they are doing a good job, but is it making an impact? This is the story. This is the story for Daily Observer. Drug more dangerous than Kush is in Liberia. Well, we understand that since Director, what is the name again? Abraham Krumah, right? Took over, and with his team, they have been doing very well. They have discovered a lot of drugs, dangerous drugs in the country in the first 100 days of the government. So this is the story. But the question is, what's interesting to gentlemen are watching the video, the script. There was a video journalists went to have where they're exposed to drugs. So talking about one lady was arrested with the drugs. She consented. I mean, she agreed that she was the one that brought the drugs in the country. The question was, one journalist asked, I think Dr. Krumah was, most of the time you guys have done the discovery. Eventually, most of those guys are involved in the corporate, believed to be alleged to be corporate, or we see them walking free in the street after being arrested. What's going on? That was a question you were difficult for you to answer. You keep saying that, I like one of the judges who is straight, he's my type of man who follows justice. So you see the frustration that the job these guys are doing most of the time. He's doing a good job. Arrest them, eventually they'll end up in the street. So this is a sad story for Liberia. They'll go around, get these drugs discovered, turn over to the court for justice to prevail or to take its course. Then eventually most of those guys who are involved in these crimes or allegedly drugs trafficking, they are, you can see them next 2-3 days on the street moving around saying nothing happened. So gentlemen, that's the story here. So what do you guys think? Is this making an impact in the country, or is this guy just showing like, well, eventually he's wasting his time, shouldn't be bothered because the justice system is not doing anything about the drugs system in the country. Just let it be. It is what it is. So like Paul always say, that's Liberia for you.
Right. Let me start and then lean forward and end on this. Every administration in Liberia, they come in and there's always drugs associated with that administration. George Weah administration was Kush. And the new drugs in town, they call it zombie. Ono Joseph Nyuma Barka. This zombie drug is the one they're talking about, the more dangerous than a Kush. So, and the work AB then doing, I think they're doing it from the lower surface. And the main supplier, what the root of these drugs, they have not reached to those level people yet. So they just picking up just the common dealers. The main manufacturer of these drugs, there are factories and things in Liberia that they manufacture these drugs. So I don't know whether they're taking it so serious. Are they going to put serious money in it? Because with the drugs thing, it should be funded heavily. And also they should have something that, well, when they catch these people that own drugs and all that, there should be a serious punishment given to them. Maybe that would deter people from doing something, selling drugs. If if we look at the West here, when you are caught with drugs, sometimes you go to prison for what? Up to 30, 40 years, depends. It might be some kind of harsh punishment in Liberia. Maybe people will stop doing what they're doing. So these guys, they get serious work on hand. Some granny noise in the background, I don't know where it's coming from. So therefore, we gotta look at this seriously. The drugs issue in Liberia, and it's just unbelievable. So the zombie drugs now that's in town, think on it, they call it zombie. And if you watch a movie Zombie, the way people behave, that's how the drugs treat them. Liberia is in a serious trouble.
Yeah. But Alifa, just to add to why to show you can comment on it. Well, this guy, the director for operation, Fatiga, he said, this is why he said, let us quote him. He said he expressed concern about the dire conditions many people live in and lack of political will to address the issue. So the government is just now supporting them. I mean, they're doing all these operations, and they're not having the support. So it means like what Paul is saying, and what these dangerous drugs, the zombie, the kush, whatever in the country, they'll do all the hard work. Eventually, people end up on the streets. If I go to arrest somebody who allegedly be involved in drug trafficking, and eventually after do that, the job of these the drug enforcement is to make sure arrest those alleged to be involved in the drug trafficking, take them to police stations, write a charge sheet, send them to court. Then after a couple of days, you see them on the street. What will you think, guys? What do you think it will be like for you?
Okay, just to add to what Literature just quoted about Fadiga, I saw it was just the same week that is ending today. I saw another article somewhere in one of the other papers about Fadiga, where he and A.B. Krumah had a joint press conference. I think this picture comes from there. And in that press conference, Fadiga is quoted as even threatening to resign if Fadiga, because he's deputy for operation, if he arrests any higher up in the government that is involved in drug deal, and anybody or any other higher up in the government comes and intervene, he will resign. It means that they are undermining their work. So I think, as Fadiga said, he is the first generation of Fadiga to come to this kind of position, and he didn't come there just for the name, but he came there to make a mark, and he wants to leave a legacy, meaning that he came to work, and his work will prove his ability after he should have left. So according to him, he's not there to play. So he threatened to resign if he will arrest anybody higher up there, because according to him, there are information about people higher up, and his group is making investigation. After their investigation, they'll start to move. And if they arrest anybody, he didn't point out which part of government that person may be from, whether from the legislature, or the legislative branch, or the judiciary, or the executive. But he said higher ups. And if they are arrested and another higher up come and step inside, he will resign. And then we'll begin to smell the rat. But let me tell you a little thing about drug. But before I do that, let me welcome a few of our people who are watching us. Our friend Yampa, Joseph Corey, Chance Momo, Exodus, and Kanga. It's Ovi Hammer. We hope you guys are still there, and if you're there, you can share the show. But let me tell you about drug operation. You talk about people being arrested, and they are just the shadow, and they are just the people on the shadow part of the water. When I was a little boy, I remember we used to go to the creek to shower, and you see some small frisky fish on top of the water. When you throw something, in fact, when you throw the hole, they can kind of get it first. And the small like this, they're just the people they're arresting for the drug. And they kind of people who they're arresting, can you imagine? They don't have the ability to even order something from water side to come to them. So what more about drug? So this is deep-rooted. Why is it that every government, like Paul said, every government that comes, they got some kind of dangerous drug under them, and they cannot get rid of it. Over and over, we have seen the fight against drugs, but it cannot reduce the content of drugs coming to the country. It started from Egomotan. The first drug I ever saw people really suffering from was something called Duji, during ECMO time, okay? And then people say, oh, it was during the wartime. The warlord was giving it to the children to fight. No, it was the same ECMO soldiers that were in Liberia that were bringing it. We got our business. Now, that time king, it went. And the drug stayed there. UN king, Ome king, the drug stayed there. All the other government king, George Ellen, all of them king, the drug stayed there. Then Joe Walker is there. And we're fighting they one draw over and over again. So where is it coming from? So is that a boss who they arresting somewhere in the street? No. No. I'll tell you something about opium. And I will not tell you where, but somewhere around my country, and somewhere around where I know. The farmers of the opium were there. And they are insignificant people. You will not know that they're the one. You see that old man laying down in the town. Everybody now go to the farm. That old man laying down in the town. You can't even move. That the old man get a whole deal. So you can't that the old man will be fun. You can ask anybody in that town. They will never tell you they get drunk. Or go to that old man. And the old man will not get answer somebody. He will deal with somebody who he been dealing with for long. You got to pass through him. When you know they'll be bringing the whole dry bag. The rest bag. So the drug thing is deeper. Even in the European country or in the Western world, if somebody is importing drugs from Norway to England, they're not putting it, they're not sending it directly to England. That drug goes way South America to hard traces. From South America, maybe it will enter in mainland America. From there, it might go back to South America, come back to Europe, from Europe, go back to Asia. You know, that's how they do it. They don't take it directly. So because it's a deep business and you gotta be connected. So you go here, arrest one little boy who just bought a small piece and he got the rest in his pocket. He finished taking some, the other one in his pocket, he arresting. You will not get to the source. So I think if the war on drugs should succeed, the same way the war on corruption, it should go down to the deep root where these drugs coming from. Like Paul said, maybe some people got a factory in Liberia. Go there. Okay? But again, this is a country we have where you arrest the people, then tomorrow you see them walking in the street. So what can free them? Who can free them? That is to tell you that there are bigger people involved. So you arrest the man says, oh, yeah, you get me to jail. After he beat man, who he's selling for, hear the story, then he made one telephone call. No, my man, I'm interested in your leader man, you put that man outside. Then you see that man walking outside. So with that happening, we will never succeed in the fight against drugs. And in fact, we'll experience the worst form of drugs in time to come.
Yeah, okay.
And the last thing I want to recommend, if authorities really want the war to succeed, forget about you arrest me with small drug, then you send me to justice ministry or you send me to police to go make record. All that not law. Give the DEA prosecutorial power. Give them power to be able to prosecute. They arrest me, let it investigate me and prosecute me. If I have to go to jail, let me go to jail under their arm, under their gavel. Now you send me to one police from there, you send me to justice ministry send me to a long process. Okay? These people, give them, arm them well, give them enough arm, give them all the logistics they need, and give them power to prosecute. I think they try to do it with how you call it, the LACC, right? Or GAC, one of them. Give them power to prosecute because they are the ones doing the arrest. They've got the first evidence. You go take them and send to police, from police to justice ministry, they got to send it to one criminal code, and from a waste of time. So if they give people power to prosecute, the people that will arrest, trust me, they will even be able to get to the root of the case.
Right, thank you. If you just joining us, this is the Bottom Liberia. We are reviewing the major news story in Liberia. The first story on the screen right now, it has to do with the dangerous drugs coming through Liberia. What is being made in Liberia is a question, and the drug enforcement officers are complaining that those allegedly arrested for the crimes are being free, and some top-ups are involved in this, and they're getting have these people released. So guys, Paul says something, and Paul says something which makes sense. Like there should be some factory, Liberia seems to be the breeding ground, the breeding ground for this kind of drug thing. So you think that they are exporting it out of Liberia to different areas? Because if you look at the income of our people, most people can't even afford food. So if you make these drugs and they're expensive, they can't even buy it. So what would they do? the Liberia could be that's another option you just brought in. The Liberia could be a place where these guys make them send across to Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, where they'll make the money. But if you sell to Liberia, who's going to buy it anyway? So if LDA is arresting these drugs, discovering these drugs, who is making these drugs? Where are they coming from? Who is buying in Liberia? That is a question that's on our mind. So don't you think the issue of that, like what Paul said, there's a manufacturing ground. Liberia is a breeding ground for these drugs, and then exporting it to other part of Africa or other part of the world.
Gemma, I think I can recall by 2005, the beginning of 2005, coming to the end of early first when she took over. Liberia, it was not Equatorial Guinea, I think Cape Verde, one of those countries. They call them the drugs hub. That drugs were coming from Guinea-Bissau, that's right. Those two countries is the hub for drugs. It have been on the CIA radar for years. So this issue with drugs, because back then it was coming in and was the distribution hub that will come to Europe and other parts. People who have, if you go to Liberia today, just after the war, you get more Nigerians than ever before, say, the running spare part shops. And all of these guys, all of the blue, they become millionaires. You find or Fulani who just come to the country with become Shushan Ball. In less than 2 years, he has put on one massive structure all over the place. So people in that country, there's something is happening in Liberia. The guys the little men that are taking it for maybe $100 liberty or something, these are little petty traders that it become habit for them. But that Liberia, if these guys deeper, they will discover a lot of things in Liberia regarding the drugs issue. They will discover a lot. And what Fadika said and live for, that if he catch somebody big, if they play low, they play something on it, he'll resign. I think he's right. Because there are a lot of big hands will be in the thing.
Of course.
Yeah, it will be difficult to put the situation under control. If big hands are involved and they are making their money, where can you stop this from? It can't be stopped because it seems to be like they're involved making the money, and they keep one telephone call. If the LDA and the made arrest, like where Fadiga is threatening, well, we seem to be, that means that people are being involved, calling him, look, you guys are touching our interests, you need to stop it. That means that he has gone to that level that what he's saying that, well, this is too much now, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's exactly
no impact.
That's exactly what he's trying to say in disguise, that he said they are investigating some big names, but if they catch that person and anybody intervene, no, let me tell you, the fight against drug, in the first place, drug is a killer material, it's killing people. So there is no easy way to fight it. Let me tell you, the former mayor of one city in the Philippines called Davao, he became the president. From mayor, he became president right away. Because the way he's all over the Philippines, the way that man straightened his district, the way he straightened the city, Davao. So everybody trusted him, the whole country trusted him. He ran, they call him Duterte, Rodrigo Duterte, the no-nonsense man. The man killed more than 10,000 people in Philippines for drugs. And since that time, he drug there, but it's not like how it used to be. No, the man will go to the prison, where the man suspected of drugs, put all of them on that kill them. The man drove innocent people die. Because when he hit something, when the squad hit somewhere, and other people trying to obfuscate, all of them will go. And so, yeah, this is a country of, the last I checked, that population was 98 million. So right now, more than 100 and some more million. And you could see that drug was prevalent in the street, everywhere. It was becoming a business. And they said they are third world country, developing third world country too. Other people from elsewhere were going there doing this thing. And you see, Thailand, you don't hear much about drug in Thailand very easily. Because when they catch you, That from 10-story building, you're coming down. So, guys, you can take over.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very
So
much.
let me just
yeah,
build
leave
on
on.
what Leaford
Paul.
just
Paul, I want you to
Yeah.
add more because he seems to say something that is making a lot of sense here. You know, what we are saying here, people, I've talked to some people a couple of times ago, they told me, look, where drugs is, the country should be built. There'll be a lot of money in the country, but if the people don't have the money, like what drug sellers or drug dealers would do to bring a lot of cash into the country and invest into the country. I mean, that's the negative side of it, but it sounds good. Some drugs in the country, money in the country, but if you look at it, looking at it from a Liberian standpoint, where we find our people that can't even afford food, bread to eat, and we get every now and then we hear about drugs being discovered, dangerous drugs being discovered, and it's not going anywhere. And you hear the journalist saying, "Oh, you arrested a guy last week from West Point area, and a couple of days ago we saw him walking around." How do we stop this? We need to stop guys involved. And this guy was talking about drastic measures where government will get involved and so on, execution stuff, which is a harsh line anyway, where we're not happy in Liberia. But that there's any way the government can do to help these guys to support the operations and minimize these drugs, too many drugs discovery in the country.
Yeah, the thing is, the government need to spend more on these guys, and they need to take that radical stand that yes, go for anyone, that anyone high up, bring them and let's set example, and that setting example by sending them to prison for over 20 years, and people hear that, oh, maybe it was Paul Cholope who brought this thing in Liberia, and I've gone to prison for that length of time. And people see that, yes, these guys are taking this serious. But then because Liberia don't have the capital punishment, they need to set some sort of hash. I mean, I don't know whether people got to be large catch one of the big names and large them 25 every day or every Friday, display them, something that Samuel Doe did in the 80s. If you remember those people who were corrupt, that the former finance minister, it was Jones, that put them on the
J.R.B.
level.
Jones.
Yes, and what people for stealing from Liberia. Some kind of punishment should be given.
That's a corporal punishment. So you want it to be not true. That's so someone who believes in the law will say that you're not practicing the real way or the law, the judicial system. Let them go through the procedure.
But
They
Jamal,
may
the
be
thing is,
innocent.
yeah, or you gave drugs to some innocent child and he damaged his left for what, that one and capital, which one is bad?
Yeah, but they say that's what they say in Paul. That's why you have law in the country. You can allow them to have the right with their days in court so they can defend themselves instead of you putting on the light pole and whip them. I mean, I'm just saying, so if somebody makes
Yeah,
an
I
argument.
understand where you driving at. I understand, but I'm going to go back to Fadiga. The $150 million drugs that were seized and the people they caught that got away free. Think on this carefully. Who are these people that behind it that got these judges to allow those people to walk free in Liberia? That's question number one. And where is that $150 million drugs that is seized? Where is it? Did it burn it where they did without drugs, or they? And now another thing I'll add on this: a country that is immensely, I would say, country that is poor, poverty-wise, they use the girls to be the drugs dealer. If you see places like Thailand, these drugs, the manufacturer can actually facilitate their trip to all of these little African countries in West Africa to be the carrier. Liberia could be one of those countries too that they guys you, because you're talking about we don't have money for someone to buy drugs. So poverty play a key role in this. Young people can be used. You don't have to fly. You can put it on a look or little bus that will take you to Abidjan, that will take you to Ghana, that will take you to Togo, or take you to Nigeria as a carrier, where the big money is. Liberia could be in that situation as well, or you be a how to call it, or somebody that will be the package delivered to Sierra Leone and other parts of West Africa. So These guys need to take this serious. So our sister then also could be involved in this as a carrier. We don't know what's happening. So it's a serious problem.
Right. Linford, you want to make a last comment on this, then we can transition different airlines.
Yeah, the only comment I want to make is that no, sorry, the example I've given about this president declaring war, very brutal war that everybody condemned against drug people. That could not be what I'm suggesting for Liberia. But in any case, we have to bring in some punitive action. Like today, you arrest a guy. After 2 days, you see him walking the street. So why did you arrest him in the first place? So that means it's like your efforts will go in vain. You're not doing anything. You know, it's like standing in one place and acting like you're running. You know, so we need some punishment, some kind of punishment. Even though
Harsh
Liberian people,
punishment, yes.
yeah, Liberian people are not afraid of punishment because imagine they killed 13 people on the poor broad daylight, not in the broad daylight for corruption. And corruption even grew more than that time. Because the kind of corruption we see now was not the kind of corruption they killed the poor for. Okay?
Yep. Paul is suggesting that we should have corporal punishment later on the poll and give them a quarter 25, they'll get 50 latches in the public.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Instead of killing them, I would support that. Don't even jail the guy. Because if jail that man, someone that beat him will go free him. That's why I say they should get the DEA. That's why I say they should get the DEA. Then they get the DEA that power to be able to prosecute. Arrest the people, make sure do your investigation properly that these people are involved. Show your evidence. Honor your own law.
Yeah.
When you convict them, take them around Brussels, now you're gonna put them back, put the drug here and put them here and get the man good 100 latches straight on the back.
But my question now is, Linford and Paul, don't you think that you'll be getting the attention of those advocates, human rights advocates, saying you are going harsh, you're going? I mean, this is unhuman. You should be beating people. You should be taken to court, and they should serve the right. And they should be if they have done something wrong, they should carry them to the committee, serve the committee, and retrain them, put them back into society, so whip them or beat them. Don't you think it'll be harsh? You'll be these human rights people come down on you, on the government, as they're doing the wrong thing.
You know, Jamal, that's a good question you ask. But when you are a suffering nation or independent nation, you have the right to protect your own people from this kind of behavior. Go to Singapore, chewing go and put it on the ground. When they gave you 25 latches, human rights people can say what they want to say, but Singapore, because of that, Singapore is clean. Liberia have to take drastic measures. Our children cannot be dying from kush or zombie or something else and say, oh, human rights. You damaging whole generation. So human rights people, yeah, they can have their say, but the right thing should be done. Latch them, beat them.
The human rights group, human rights group should be fighting against people using drugs. So
exactly.
Yeah, they shouldn't wait. They shouldn't be retroactive. That when you take punishment, when you take action, then they come and talk. They'll talk. Yeah, but so what? No, let me tell you, President Duterte, former President Duterte of Philippines, was condemned by everybody. Even at a certain point, he went after Obama. I mean, he literally used bad word on Obama in his public speech. In fact, the first thing they made was speak almost every day on it. Say if I your children, then stop. I'll move to social era tomorrow, and they'll move there. So people knew him, and Obama was talking. The man abused Obama. I'm sorry to say this, but he said it. He said, "My people die, and now your people. So leave my people." And today, you can see that the Philippines is not clear of drugs, but at least they're hiding it. They're not doing it. So every battle, the old people say every battle need bad medicine. You can't have that big soul, then you go drop one drop of alcohol. You gotta look for some kind of medicine that can finish so.
Yeah, guys, I know you guys are making a very salient point here, but if what we are worried about, the bottom line here, guys, is Paul and you have said it here. Top guys are involved. Like you find the justice system may be involved. People with multi-million-dollar drugs were discovered. They went to jail and then they got to walk out and they caught free. And people are saying that those who carry the drugs into the country and nothing be done to them. They just walk out. So, and it could two reasons. Paul just said something which alluded to poverty. We got our kids or lads getting involved into this because they don't have the funds. They'll be transporting drugs for people because they don't have the means. They have to do it to survive. Then the society will be telling you, well, you need to go and bring these people back to society. They need some help because of poverty and other things. We need to help them, so you carry harsh punishment on them. And you are saying that we should bring them. Are you talking about the people being used, or are you talking those top ranks that are involved making sure, producing the drugs in the country? Because we need to make a separate statement here. Because youth may be involved because they can't afford it. The only means of survival right now in the country is to be the transporter of these drugs for those top guys. Now, the top guys are using Liberia right now as a hub point for drugs. Because every now and then, since AB and the group came to power, they're always discovering drugs. So, but my question is, who is buying these drugs? We don't even have money. Then you buy drugs in the country. Where are they going? Is it Liberia being used as a hub for drugs making or just transportation point? So, how do we get around these things, gentlemen? You made a suggestion, but how do we get through this?
Don't even go far, Jima. Liberia is known for one thing, at least from my own experience since I started to know myself. Liberia is known for impunity. Liberia is known for impunity. So the outside people will take advantage of that. Imagine you in a country, you do bad thing, you foreigner. Yeah, one foreigner try to call one ghetto, they grab him, then they let him go free. Okay? You have some group of foreigner king, they brought draw, they grab them, they let them go free. Whole box the container of guns king, they took few of them, they display that gun, nobody gun no, I'm talking about knife, gun that can destroy. That people can use to make war, a king. Nobody know where he went, get one swear it out, and nobody was held responsible. So this country is known for impunity. And then the outside, and these are the kind of places where criminals like to harbor. Criminals do not like country of justice, country of law. No, criminals like lawless country, place where nothing can happen to anybody, and there where they can grow, they can flourish. So Liberia, Liberia could be the hub right now. Liberia could be the place where they're making drugs, but we don't know. We're getting like coming. No, maybe that's where they're making it and sending it out. And trust me, it could be that people, they will discover millions of dollars drugs, and the people that the suspects just they say they're not guilty, then they left. Can you imagine? Where can that happen? No, I'll tell you about Thailand. Thailand, if they just suspect you of smoking, or using drugs, if they just suspect you, and they catch you, there's evidence, my friend. No, boy, I like that style. If they catch you in your 10-story building, where they catch you, you're coming down, they'll throw you through a window. They'll throw you down.
Yeah, you have capital punishment in Thailand. There's no doubt about it. I'll tell you something before you move on, Jamal.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it was about 2020. It was 2011. This Nigerian British girl, she left from the UK and took drugs to Thailand. What happened? They caught this girl with drugs, innocent child, and then they sentenced her for it was death. Now, what got her all of this situation? She befriended somebody in another prison or mill who was able to, for some reason, his sperm into the prison that got her pregnant. And because she was pregnant, they could not kill her. You see? So, if you see Liberia where poverty at the highest level, drug manufacturer plant is in Liberia. I may be wrong here, but my instinct tell me there are a lot of manufacturer plant in Liberia. And our girls could be the one because they do this, how they call it, inter-country trading. They go buy things in Togo to buy goods in Ghana, Nigeria. Those how the intercity trade, intercontinent trading. Something at this a DAL put their hand on, they will catch a lot of people.
And I mean, don't even go to the inter-country trading thing. No, we got a very porous border, right?
Exactly.
Look at the border with Aroko, long land border, porous. People walk and can't be walk in Liberia, they walk, they cross, with all the things and they cross. Nobody stop them. The thing you can do in Guinea, you know, you can cross anywhere in Guinea and come to Liberia. Anywhere in Sierra Leone, our borders are very porous. So,
So
you can
the
deploy
question
all your
is, I think
DE,
that will be your answer, Jamal.
DEA people all over the place. Some people who live in the villages, you're not going to deploy DEA people all over there. So people can, no, let me tell you, the medicine, yes, we all feel sorry for human soul, but the drug is still killing people though. Instead of you see the people suffering like that, do the other one. You grab anybody, let them go. The people will be scared. That one thing, everybody's scared of death. I'm telling you,
Thank you very much. If it's just Johnny, we will take a quick break and come back and continue with our headlines review of the major newspaper from Liberia.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Once again, thank you guys. Thanks for joining us. My name is Jamal Kamara from Manchester. With my colleagues tonight with me, I got Paul here and as well as Linford. We'll be looking at major newspapers that make headlines in Liberia. We're just looking at the influx of drugs in Liberia, discovery of 2 million of drugs in Liberia, different kinds, locally made, is coming through the country. We're wondering what's going on, and we believe that Liberia may be a breeding ground for drugs in the country. And the people in Liberia don't even have the fund to buy food for themselves. So why Liberia is attractive to drugs, 2 million discovery of drugs. Now we'll move to another story that make headline in Liberia, gentlemen. This is another story. Lieutenant Koja was in America. He's in America at the moment for the U.S. Africa Business Summit. You know, when Ellen took over, Ellen made a lot of trips. I can't remember, over hundreds of trips across the country, and she will bring you something. What do you expect from the president, Mr. President Barker trip in America right now? What do you expect out of this? So you somebody bring some goodies for us?
Well, we watch and see, and this is an African summit. We watch and see that a lot of business people gone to this trip. But the way Lieutenant Koja is in action here, it tells me that maybe there'll be something out of this, but we watch and see. So this is the first trip that he made. There were a lot of trips he should have made. He didn't go. So let's watch and see. But I like the way he's stepping here. He really showed that the Koja himself has arrived.
Right. Linford, you journalist 30 years. You follow a lot of Liberian leaders traveling out of the country. I know you closely follow a lot of foreign guys' mission coming out. This kind of trip, we expect something coming back, taking over the country, and at the same time, we kind of these 131 executive code that institute war crime code, war economic crime code. Are you hopeful that the President Barker is bringing something big for Liberia, that Liberia will be happy?
Well, the Africa Business Summit is the occasion that the U.S. government uses to meet African leaders, in group, and also sideline meetings. The whole group will come together. And I will tell you one thing: some African heads of state do not even have the opportunity to even have a one-on-one meeting with anybody from the White House, not from the president, though. If you're lucky, you meet some of the White House officials, then you're lucky. Okay? But if you're lucky, be the luckiest that the president of the United States will spot you in that group and say, I want to have a one-on-one with you, brother. You should thank God. Your country will benefit. Provided you will put forth. Because it's like, I remember when it was small, during Joe time, Joe used to call people to the mansion to give them food, rice, and money, and all that thing. So I remember this woman was on the line, they been beating everybody. And Joe, dividing thing, when the woman reached to Joe, she was so excited. She said, Mr. President, the way I see you, say, I know what to say. I just want to die. Joe said, okay, come back, don't go die. Go on, I go die. So everybody, Everybody think me, I give you custom and say, you want that, go there. So if you go there and you look at it, that it's time for you to make your deal. But if you don't make your deal, you finish. But
And
I will tell you
well,
something.
leave away his story.
I will tell you something. This is the time that if our president will be lucky to meet with any U.S. officials, it can be senator, it can be the lawmakers or some officials. This is the time to drop the big message to them. Say, no, listen, this is what we need. This is what we need, and we hope that he will have that opportunity. And if you miss that opportunity, fine. You come back. You may have another one in September, but that one will be the UN General Assembly. But I want to be specific. I want to put myself on record that even if President Bouaka does not meet with President Biden, he will be able to meet some top officials. And I don't know if you can ask me why.
Yeah, but there's also, I'll come into that. There was another meeting between 10 to 13 of May where they have in Atlanta, Georgia, where there will be business investors and business leader and friends of Liberia, where you're going to meet them. That's another schedule for him. So
yeah, but that one is actually investors. It will not be the U.S. government might not be involved. But this one is where the U.S. president said might be, and he will have audience with some people. Let me tell you, before they invite these people, you remember President Weah was there, and he met them, and he was giving a mandate. So President Bouaka, like I said, he will have the opportunity. Trust me. If he doesn't, then I don't know what will stop him. But he has the opportunity to meet.
For this African Business Summit, this summit is people. You yourself can go to this summit. People pay as dedicated to go to this summit. It was something that so Biden is running his campaign. He may not even be around there. And this summit it should have lasted for 3 days. So I think.
Okay, but even if he doesn't meet the president, if the president will not be there, but some higher up will be there, and I said he might meet any of the higher ups. And the reason is right now, Liberia, especially President Bouaka, is on the radar for the United States. Not on criminal record, not for any bad thing, but for the fact that his promise to the international community or to the whole Liberian people that he will set up this war crimes code, and he did sign that paper, even as empty as the paper may seem, but that was a sign of commitment. So the Americans will want to make sure that they push with it. Just before we go, Jimmy, if you let me see.
I want to run a video.
Huh?
You want to run a video?
Yeah, I want to run a video. So if you can take down that thing, let me see if I can run that video.
So before you run a video, my question is, how do you tie in this business summit with the war crime thing?
The point I'm making is that while he's at a business summit, he should or he may have the opportunity to meet any of the top people involved. That's the point I'm making. Because he's there, he's in the US already, okay? So why I say difficult for people, because the news will be that, oh yeah, President Bouaka from Liberia is here. So Alan White, who is pushing this thing.
But how long he's going to be in America, though? That's the thing.
It doesn't matter how long. The thing is quick.
Yeah.
2 minutes enough.
Yeah. So this summit, what I'm just saying, the summit cannot be. Anyway, roll a video. Let's see.
Okay. Let me see. Sorry guys, let me enlarge here. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good enough. So let's go.
Hello from Washington, D.C., where I am thrilled to offer my heartfelt congratulations to President Joseph Boakai for signing an executive order establishing the Office of a War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia, and for his moving and inspiring remarks at the signing ceremony. Liberians have lived in the shadow of impunity for Civil War-era crimes for more than 20 years. This impunity continues to impact life for all Liberians, especially those who directly suffered in the civil wars and have yet to see justice. But now I am confident that the wait for justice will soon be over. On my 2 trips to Liberia, I have been inspired by the tireless efforts of the Liberian people to advocate for justice. In addition to congratulating the president and his team at the executive mansion, I want to applaud all those who have worked for years to keep the dream of justice alive, including my friends in civil society, advocates, members of the Liberian Bar, victims and survivors, and members of the legislature. This effort is truly led by you. I applaud your recognition that the future of the country will be brighter and more prosperous only when you appropriately acknowledge the past. This takes courage. It will not be easy, but it is essential to building a society in which the rule of law will flourish. People have faith in their public institutions, and survivors of the worst crimes known to humankind are treated with dignity. I want to emphasize that the creation of a War and Economic Crimes Court is not about laying blame or dredging up a painful history. It is about ensuring that Liberia and Liberians can move forward into the future, knowing that your history is complete and true. My office, the U.S. Embassy in Monrovia, and your other partners in the United States government are ready to work with Liberia in this endeavor. Our histories are intertwined, and we look forward to being your partner as you take these courageous next steps. We welcome others within the diplomatic community in Monrovia to join us in this endeavor. Once again, my congratulations to all who have worked for this significant achievement. I applaud your bravery and honesty. Echoing President Boakai in his signing speech, I urge you to remain firm in your stand against injustice and impunity. I hope to be back in Liberia soon to celebrate with you.
Wow. Liver.
Okay, sorry, folks, for the overrun. That was just some technical glitches. But you listen to this woman, and that's the reason why I feel that even if it's the floor sweeper at the warehouse will meet President Waka to get some commitment from him again. No, trust me, these Americans are serious about this thing. The lady says she's coming to Liberia soon, and the praises that she's ringing on our president is not because she loves him so much, but because he has committed himself and he continued to do the same thing by even signing. So the woman said, I congratulate you. You said it and you did it. So Paul, for you who are saying, oh, this one, that one, this is now it's like we're in a drag net, right? We're in a net. No, he cannot go out. So all you have to do, you either remain there or accept that you are there. So there is no way that President Waka and his team can renege on the promises that they have made, because they will have questions to answer. Why are you reneging? Why you said you'll do this? You signed the paper. Why don't you want to do it? No. And the time frame is what nobody can determine. But this thing will happen. I'm sure the last time your concerns were about the time and stuff like that, like every one of us, okay? Because the kind of mandate that they gave the office of the executive director of the War Crimes Code, at time there's no time frame. It's like unlimited time. Go and work. When we feel that everything is done, then we'll let you stop. So that does not negate the fact that this will be done. The time is another thing, but the fact that, and this is why I tried to, in the last show here, this is why I try to let you know that no matter what, it will happen. The time is another thing, but it will happen. There is nothing that can stop the process for me. I don't think so. You heard a woman. So what do you think?
Linford, you know, when you deal with a 4-1 now country, they must say something, I will be back. You didn't work. You see, with the Liberians, we say, oh, the men sign, we kind of quiet. Why is it America is pushing the team more than we Liberians?
But what can you do? Like that mean
wait. The question is, why are they pushing it more than we Liberians?
Because they were, number one, they will sponsor it.
Not only being a sponsor of the this?
So what else?
Their hard-earned taxpayer money, $4 billion that were used unnecessarily by those criminals. And this is why the economic side of it is what they're pushing. So that paper I read, because they knew the
Are you
Americans
confused?
know.
Are you confused now? At least that the war and economic crisis
Listen. I've been seeing this guy will be playing the same old trick until this old man leave office, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that means,
but the woman is telling you that she's coming to Liberia soon.
It matter.
Like I said, more years. Okay.
It matter.
It matter.
And they said, because this is what they said, they're going to establish this new bureau, and they will have a director. The director will work with the justice minister, and they report straight. The day they establish it, then we'll know the time frame they have. Because remember too, they said they will investigate. They will do the investigation. How long will that investigation last?
But I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going to go do new thing like what the TRC did. The TRC report is stayed there already. The recommendations from the TRC, they will follow all these things. And
No,
they
said they will investigate Linford. They didn't talk. The TRC, remember, some issue with the TRC report that the Supreme Court have issue with as well. So think on it. These guys are going to investigate, and this is why I say it's the 419 star that they playing with the Liberians. So let's watch what the Americans that want the thing badly, let's watch what they will do. Because for my own people, I know they playing the game as usual, and then it will end up in the lower and upper house again. Then it will go for signing. All that game will understand it.
But the question is, do you believe that the Americans' presence will make any difference?
I don't know whether it will make any difference, because we get this saying in Liberia, say our country is a sovereign nation, they can do what they want to do. So I don't believe it until I see. I'll be the doubting Thomas here.
Your country was a sovereign nation when they grabbed the president from Nigeria and carried him. So that country stayed there. Yes. Your sovereignty stayed there. They're not taking away your sovereignty.
No.
Listen, they are not taking away your sovereignty, but you were a sovereign nation when you signed up to all of the international treaties, of which the RCC is a part, or the international criminal code is a part. So you're not going to say that you're a sovereign nation when you signed to it. And in fact, that's what gave you the
but this is the point I'm making, because the very thing that took Charles Taylor to The Hague is the same model that they took to him in Liberia. He refused it and decided to do different things.
No, he had not refused it. He was supposed to sign a document. You see, we're mixing this here. This is not a war crimes code.
No, you're mixing a Linford. That's the point I'm making. When Cabal requested United Nations, he didn't set up his own group that will investigate. The same document Alan Webb took was, this is the model that was used in Sierra Leone, and we're giving it to you on your desk.
You always go around this thing here. I'm telling you that all the statement in that paper that is signed, it was just to set up to make a declaration. That is really order. But they're going to reformulate the whole thing. Trust me, they're going to go back. The people already told you that they'll use a model that has worked. They said they're going to use a model that has worked.
Until I see that happen, because I know that delay tactics in it, you can change it, because this is the 4-1 thing. So you can come with this woman agreeing, not agreeing. The fact is, until they establish this new
anyway, that the last time, you always I know you always be on the negative side. When the last time you said the woman will not sign anything, he signed it. So
but
then you make me to be like promoting this government, because I know
you don't want promoting the government. I say it's a 419 government, because they're playing a game, and until that happens,
there is no game.
So it's the game that you believe that is being played. The document made it clear. We'll settle the agency. The agency, that's their fund. But it's a 419 thing they do until
You might
that
take us to the next newspaper
yeah,
because our time is fast.
that
Paul will
on
never,
this time,
Paul will
I
never
know
see
they
this
got
thing. The first thing Paul said, they were not going to sign the paper. They signed the paper, then he say,
wait. The paper that was signed to what? To settle a committee or group that will report. Ain't that the
No.
paper signed?
No.
No, go back. So I keep seeing the Sierra model that they gave him. He
So
refused.
wait. How the Sierra model was set up? Alienware for me?
Listen.
Who for me?
Anyone ask question, me answer. President Kabah, right? Or Sierra Leone. He requested.
So who set it up? That question I'm asking.
Yeah, man. The question is, I'm telling you, he wrote a letter to the UN Secretary General that who want the war and economic war crime code to be established in Sierra Leone. He wrote a letter. So when Joseph Boakai invited Aliware told him this is the model that was used, and they presented it to him. He have it on his desk. We want a letter sent to the UN Secretary requesting war and economic code to be established in Liberia, and send one to the US. But don't bring it up because I believe they got a
Liberian president, this war and economic crimes code, the Liberian president will have to say, yeah, we as a country, we agree to it. And that's what he did. To now read the UN,
Did he send letter to the UN? Did he send letter to the UN? He never sent letter to the UN. So why?
But that's what I'm telling you. It's that late. They'll send letter to the UN. They made a declaration that will set a war crimes code.
But my issue here is until that happens. So don't keep bringing it back. It happened yet.
Yeah, but so it means it's not happening. It doesn't mean it's not happening.
Listen, I said that it will be dragging on until the old man leave office. That's what I'm saying. And you keep saying no. But I say until he leave office, it's not going to happen. So you cannot convince me until I see it happen. I'm the doctor.
Well, at least I know that he has signed a paper.
He signed something on paper, but that for one thing.
Whether you want it to happen tonight or not, it doesn't matter. But at least he signed a paper.
Until that happen, when a letter leave Liberia to go to the UN Secretary General, then I know it's signed. But
the country is not operating. The country is not operating at your will. The whole thing is happening at the will of the government and the international partner. You're not stronger than the international partner that pumping money in this year. They got more power more than us.
No.
So they know what's going on.
They're your international partner that you believe in so much.
It was the international partner that grabbed your president from where Nigeria carrying him.
It was a UN. It was
but an international partner too.
But what a letter Joseph Boakai sent to UN.
Suppose they may say we agree to set a war crime code. So
but my brother, I'm telling you, say the thing here.
The UN is not police. The UN is not police. The UN is not a police officer. The UN is not a police officer. The UN is not arrest people.
Hello?
You are in the process in Sierra Leone. So,
Linford.
What is a peaceful group.
Hello?
They facilitate the man we hearing echo. They facilitate the process in Sierra Leone. So they were not the police. They were arrested all of people.
The issue here is the Secretary General of the United States letter from Liberia. They know the work and economic practice established. For the time being, that's my point. He's not going to change it. I see that letter.
Right. Guys, do you hear me?
Hello?
Do you hear me? Right, guys, okay. You guys have made a point. Paul, you made a point. Levi making a point. But you think the problem here, guys, what I've noticed from what Paul is saying, he's saying it out of he does not believe in the government. Not like he want to drink his Jack Daniel. We believe that the government will not act to what he's been saying. So this is what we're looking up to. We wish that he will prove you wrong. But in that case, that's Liberia. We all belong there. Let's wish for the best, and let's transition to the still story. Guys, this is a story. We over the years we've been having issues with citizens are always protesting against most of those contracts signed by those most of those mining companies. Now you see that this is AML, Arsenal Metal in Liberia. They are asking them out. Nibanians are asking them out. We also had an issue with the Western Cluster. The issue of BB. What is the name again? What's the name of that company in B Mountain? We also have it with BMCs or whatever they call them. Why these things going on? It says like the citizens are not involved in the issue of making all the conditions given the agreement. They are not living up to the agreement by these companies. If you see what happened in custom, also in the news, President Barker came against Western Cluster with he said they are exporting a lot of stuff out of the country, iron ore overnight, and these are gold mining. I think Turkish gold mining company, Western Cluster, and invest about over $1 billion in Liberia, and the government came up with a strong decision recently against them. I think some kind of environmental hazard has been caused by the rule, the way they manage the roads. So what you guys think? I think Linford or Paul, you guys have some idea what's going on with these contracts. Are the citizens involved in these contracts signing? All the conditions that are laid down are not being met by the companies, or the citizens want more. What is the issue here, gentlemen? Looking what after multi-billion-dollar project investment in Nimba County, the Nibanians want AML out. That's Arsenal Metal out of Nimba County. Why would this happen at this time? Hello, do you hear me now?
No, we hear you, but we have echo.
Okay, I know what's going on. I'm listening to the. What about this? Okay now.
You hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you loud, clear.
Yeah, there's a echo. I don't know. One of them.
No, I got no problem with my headphone. I'm hearing very well. Go on.
You can hear,
but we can get it over.
You still having echo?
Yeah.
Okay, let me lock out. You guys go on now.
Right.
You want to take a go?
Yeah, this situation with the concession area is becoming a serious problem. And I know for a fact that there's a group in Liberia called the Green Advocates that have been educating the people in those concession areas about their rights. These people are not benefiting. They're not getting nothing from these concessions area. And some of those areas, the metal, for example, metal steel, they're getting billions of dollars all of Liberia, and the people in the area not benefiting. And this is the fact. So people are angry, and they see the time immemorial what has happened to Liberia. Metal steel in question, I know that some of them, this particular metal have paid, how they call their taxes to government for up to 2027. You can't get it out. So our people are getting rich, all of these people. And the poor people not benefiting. So they're angry. And you can see this, what happened. They see nothing happened to King George, where these guys come and take gold in bundle of gold. They took helicopter, pick up gold, take it to Sierra Leone and fly out. The people are not benefiting. This is what making them angry. You cannot live somewhere they're taking your raw material that will benefit you, your children. You're not getting penny, you get angry. So all of these things are happening is the government that will always elect. The metal still came in when? United Party time. Eddie brought it in. Today, the place is still the same. Jamal, you from Nimba. When Lanco was up there, you saw the kind of life people live. Lanco was the place that people wanted to go on vacation because people were benefiting. But these people are not benefiting. The Indians are taking everything out. Linford, we know you get part of Nimalian blood EU and Pele blood EU and Basso blood. Talk to us about your people being suffering in that area.
And you see the Aslam metal thing affects all of my people, my Nima people, my Pom people, my Basso people. What you would do now, my people? But let me tell you one thing. The concessionary agreements that Liberian governments always go through is one of the worst ever anywhere on the planet Earth. And why do I say so? You just mentioned Lamco, right? Lamco was in Liberia for almost, starting I think 1950s, 58, all the way to when they left. There's a piece of road I will not carry far off from Yekepa to Sanekole. I'll not bring it away to Kanta because I just recently did. Yeah. That small piece of road, and not even quite 25 kilometers. They refused to pave that road. Something they would have done. They paved all of the small roads leading between the horses, from every camp, between every horse, going in Yekepa, in central Yekepa. They had the concrete, I think that concrete pavement, or I've been to Yekepa. No, that place, I've been there, 2 times, Yeah, it was all drinking water. No more that I didn't go to Yekepa. I've been there 2 times. They were all water. But I saw that it was paved between there. But from Yekepa to Sanekole, they didn't pave that road, let alone Kanta. And why? Because nobody, the agreement did not call for that. The people who signed the agreement, they disregarded all of that. That there are people, the capital city of Nima County that Lamco was operating is right there, less than 25 to 30 kilometers. If I were on that negotiation table, that's the seat of the county, connected, perfect, simple, but they didn't do it. And you can't blame the company. Let me tell you, the companies are running business. They need to make profit. That's the whole essence of making business. So, Paul, if I come to you, I say, "Lord, go sell your horse," and you ask me, "Oh, sell a horse, how much I get?" You get agreed, I'll go sell a horse, that will control the money. And what I gave you is what you will take. Because, you won't tell me what you want. So, we allow, that when I see Nima County people suffering, they say they want Arsenal meter, or that's zero. Kinjob, came more people, Bomi people, all the people, you're crying for nothing. The length of time that our contract was signed for, it will go clean. And in fact, they might even, the people that are very smart, they will leave the town, if they got 5 more years, they will leave it there and renew again. Because the thing is, our people, the lawmakers are greedy, number one. Number two, they do not see the interest of their own people, only their pocket. Imagine, go to the ATM, the APN terminal thing. When they brought that voluminous contract to them, the only page we were looking for was the signing page at the end. None of them had any idea about maritime, about shipping, nothing, about continual port management, nothing. All they were looking for the signature page and the sign because they know what we're going to get. Now, where are we today? We're suffering. We'll be there for 25 years. So these people, they come to make business, and if they find the easiest target, we're just talking about drugs. Look at what term of concession people who came to make business. Look at how they're treating us. How we sign document, we commit ourselves to document that we don't understand that there is nothing in for us. We sign it. Waiting more men who want to draw that quick money. Draw by in that 10-year business, bring it to the sell it, get money quick. I must get my call quick. So imagine the people they take your country fast on 99 years plus I think 27 more years the Ellen Guinea. Okay, Lamco all those years, Bombing all those years, Bomber all those years. Then you got Arsenal Metal, now you got Beer Mountain and all the kind of people. Okay, Liberia should be a golden country where we got major cities in those areas, but because we didn't tell the people to do it, and you can't blame them.
But Linford, you talk about that 25 kilometer or stretch from Sanekole to Lamco, or now where is Metal. But the story when I was small, because I went to Lamco those days, that was vacation place for me. But the story behind it was every time they gave money to the government said they'll pave that road, they will eat the money. Similar story with bond mines. From Kakata to bond mine. The same road, the government said they will pay, give us the money, will pave the road, and they will greater aid, they will eat the money. So this is an age-old problem with Liberia because we are so damn corrupt. This is why nothing good happened. Now we're talking about the business forum that the president just went to for the 3 days program that he's visiting. What are they going to pitch to the business people to encourage people to come to Liberia to invest that will better the lives of Liberians? This is the country that if you don't have electricity for that will last you a day, and then you go into a business forum to say you're going to talk to investors to come to Liberia, that alone, the investors themselves, they're looking for a place to spend money. They do their own research. The country don't have running water. They don't have electricity.
Let me read that, Paul. Let me read that. You know what? They could just be lucky to find. No, let me tell you. I'm not 100% sure of this, but I think my instinct tells me a country like Liberia that has almost at some point become a failed state or pariah state because of corruption and all these things, you will not find good businesses to come to operate there. You will find what Liberia will call 2 by 4 companies, and they can find some of them. They will find them. Trust me, they will find some of them.
2 by 4 company now.
Yeah, you remember Georgia made an attempt. Georgia made an attempt to bring someone in a group, some funny groups, even to go take someone a group call from someone a group they call Iboma. So there are kind of people they will find. They will not find a very good company that got clean record. ArcelorMittal, you know that? Look, go and do a lot of research on ArcelorMittal. That's an Indian company. They got, meter, that Indian name. Okay, they bought that. In fact, the guy is based in London, England.
The man is one of the richest. He one of the richest Englishmen. So let's put it here.
Yeah. So, if you look at their history of operation all around the world, they always got some dubious thing about them. See it? So you will see that they will not operate in good environment. So for them, might just be lucky to find something like Bawati, 2 by 4, Konosa, Kongusa, organize, or any way you want, company, and they'll bring it. And they're looking at what they can bring. Okay? Look at the APN terminal, they operate right there in Southampton, and I guess maybe around all of the ports in the UK. They operate mainly from Dubai or all the Middle East. They will not come to Norway to come say they want to start because they are the same people. They're from Red Denmark. So they know. So they always look for loopholes, country where they can maneuver. Okay, like working from war. Fresh. They need that money. So when they say we can get 25 million for 25 years, they ran for it. And the people are laughing and say, we are trying these people 25 million for 25 years when the guys can make 25 million just one day. So see, which country are you? So if they lobby, they might be able to find something like a small group, something like Bawati group like BM Mountain, like I know we're gonna BM Go, or we're gonna something like Go, the one that operate in Kogoya in my area. They'll bring them. Turkish people who making kebab all around here, that the people who come to your country, they say they are investors. Then you take them, this is a disgrace for our country. That's what the next people you see going to your country that are people from Kosovo. your president now will
Okay, guys. Hello, guys.
Your president now will the president of Kosovo. When I saw Kosovo, I say waiting for Kosovo. No, I've been to a Balkan. I was for complete 1 week. I know.
Before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you guys. I know we discussed the points off down. I was looking at the those points. Let me bring this one down. I just want to make a comment on it if you mind. I'm sorry for the interruption. Miguel went off, my system just went off. It got a crash. So my point is, what you're saying right now. I mean, we have to open our arms to most of those guys because we can't afford for themselves. And, you know, those poor countries. If you only way you know that those guys are struggling when you travel out of Liberia, you travel up. You know, you see that those are the countries that you don't even consider as one of those best countries so one can look into. So they will take advantage of us and then give to our lawmakers some money, brown envelopes, those brown envelopes, and they will turn that back to their citizens. So that's why you see all the protests coming from. Citizens are not benefiting at all. They are not benefiting and they're complaining. Most of those countries, most of the counties, you see that why would they demonstrate? Why would they protest? Everything was in their best interest. So I think like something's not right. Like you guys are saying, something's not really right. But once you take their money and they turn their back on them, fashion has been there for all the years. Over how many years? Fashion has been doing the same thing. If you look at the living condition of people living in fashion, it's too bad. Very, very deplorable. And now, as a government got in some time, so to make some changes. But now it's happening as well. I think it's happening in the B Mountains, it's happening in Cluster, Western Cluster, AML as well. Other small companies that are coming in Liberia, they are doing the same thing. But I think all boils down to our lawmakers that are signing this contract. They are only
But that's a
interested in that.
status quo, man. That's what I said. You not see your good community going there because the thing is, before the communities go, like Paul said, they gotta make, or like you said, they gotta make that research. So
Yeah.
they look, they look. Then they see, oh, but my man, they say, we consider to be good community. They don't want to operate in that. We can go there too. What do you encourage the president from Kosovo to go there? Tell me, no connection.
What? President will from Kosovo to do what?
The president, one lady, the president from Kosovo, that woman, she want to meet your president. The two of them were shaking. You see it?
She want to
And
go
that
do
big-
what? I just confused.
That be new.
Kosovo want to go do what?
And the president meeting president, the next thing you get ready, you see Kosovo come there. That's what I say waiting for. Kosovo.
No.
But if you make mockery of Kosovo, what do we have? We don't have anything compared to Kosovo. Comparatively, you're better than us.
What Kosovo have too?
What they got? What they got compared to us?
No, but what are we doing? They are better organized than we do. Like we're struggling right now in their life condition. They can find somebody come e-commerce in Kosovo compared to our country. Look, we're struggling to control drugs. We're struggling to put money on the bread on the table, food on the table.
See, no, listen. It is the same concept. It is the same concept that we end up having drugs in the country. Because somebody will say, oh, Nigeria better than you. Ghana better than you. So the Ghanaian guy will come with drug, the Nigerian guy will come with drug. Because we say, let me tell you, Kosovo, I've been to the Balkan, right? I've been to Croatia. I've not been to Kosovo, I've been to Croatia and Serbia. What they got? Nothing.
They make farms. They're farmers.
Jema.
They're not farmers. What do we do? I'm not saying they're better than us, but we have it. We don't structure our better. That's my point here. If we have it, we should have it properly structure our own. So our people should have an impact.
The thing is, we don't do proper vetting. We are the same mentality. Like, we don't have it.
No, it's about I think I agree with you.
We are like the drowning man, right? We are like the drowning man. So we are holding on to anything. We're drowning in your 2 edge, so we'll grab it. You don't want to come out. So no, Kosovo, how we here? Jima, to anything. You tell me can't go lay Kosovo free. I will not go there because no job there.
Yeah, because you are living in Europe. If you are from Africa, we would prefer you be jumping to go to Kosovo.
This is what we're talking. Because the point like do not know. And that was a big news. I said, well, all the people, the president of Kosovo meeting, I was like waiting for Kosovo.
Anyway, guys, I think we've gone so far. Paul, if you finish that, can I move to a last topic?
I beg you, man, Jema. If Liberia is that bad off until we go in places like Kosovo, then it just show us.
Who went to Kosovo? The president
went to walking to all.
The Kosovo coming to you then.
If Mohammed can move to the mountain will move to Mohammed. So we go to Kosovo say, wait, not be the first to go there. Some will wait more to say, yeah.
I want to bring your attention to when Paul. Paul, you say something, please. I won't bring you link for probably as he was around the media at the time when we all know Paul. You may be aware, probably you have traveled at the time to study.
I know that Romania thing will bring up.
Right. You tell me what happened at that time. Nobody was looking at Romania, and Romania was at the one of the weakest, one of the poor economic control country in the Eastern Bloc at the time. That's Eastern Bloc. We went to them. Tell me what happened. Why would we go to them at the time? And we could do something for ourselves.
I was in the media at that time almost. I was close to the media. Now, the Romanian thing, Nicolas Ceausescu, right? Who
was executed publicly.
Yeah. This was the biggest rogue ever, one of the biggest rogues in Europe. The guy wife had more than almost 8,000 pair of shoes, and every shoe got dressed for him to wear in a poor country like Romania. Can you imagine? And the reason why Nicolas Ceausescu did that, because remember that they were under the Soviet Union. When Russia was pulling out, Russia had abandoned all these rusted arms that they had in Romania. And they were trying to find a way to get out of it because they couldn't give it to any European country, though. No European country would take it. And to get rid of those things. So they look for some kind of country that know better than Liberia. And though being the kind of person, so somebody cross that D. And to say, oh,
at the time it happened, America was trying to back on Doe. So he needed some help or somewhere. He was drying now. He was in the sea drying, so he needed help.
Yeah. So and I will tell you, and this is not fun. This is straight. I was living on the capital bypass. They brought a weapon to the Freeport. No PB tankers and whatever. They were bringing it in. 3 of them broke down on Ken Johnson Road. The thing that they get brought, what would I pay that huge money for? 3 broke down on Ken Johnson Road. Can you imagine? Pay all that money for nothing. And how many are they to use? All the broken one that go to shopping, somebody parking there somewhere in a party, they have to tower somewhere. So you see.
All
so
right.
we're talking.
Yes,
so
guys, we have almost gone to 2 hours. Can I check out? Yes, Paul.
Go on. For talking. I was still in Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah. And the USSR was still intact. When did the USSR disintegrated? It was 1991.
Something, yeah.
91. Now, that Shevchenko, he was one of the weakest dictators in the Eastern Bloc. And though being a dictator, and he had fought all with the US, that was a place to go to get armed. Look, if you see the Armed Forces Day program during Samuel Doe time, those are weapons that they took from Eastern Europe to display.
Yeah.
But look at our Armed Forces Day today. If you see they were where and the former Flazometer said AK-47.
The M16, 50 calibers.
Yeah, you see a display on a. So what Romania at the time, they was fully supported by the Warsaw Pact. They had arms, and that's what they went to Romania. But with Kosovo, that just got independent from Serbia, that Serbia don't even recognize that they are independent country. If we be looking at Kosovo, then
you guys are saying this because you are sitting in the West, not only in the West but mainland Europe, where you think, I mean, you're not in country other side, the fringes of the West, where you see something like Greece, Cyprus, Malta, but you're in Sweden. I'm sorry, Norway, and that's a rich country, the Vikings. You are in London, that's the UK, where you have the economic center of Europe. Now, you're telling me you can boast of saying that, why would we go to Kosovo for help? But when somebody like Bill say, wow, Kosovo, I mean, look what we get here. Kosovo will be a big problem because he's going to cross the sea to get help. That's what they're looking at.
Probably shaking this woman here. No, this thing you say, the woman could see go man in the face. I leave, come and get smarting.
I want you to put yourself in a perspective. I mean, the shoes of Liberia, who's sitting where they who have never traveled, and think that Kosovo is a country in Eastern Europe will be a help to Liberia.
And this is the danger that we warn the Liberian people against. Let me say, the local hero then you'll see. Fuaka have been in government for all the years, for the 2 years, here in Liberia. You look at Ellen sent him somewhere, he came back. No, you look for somebody who is exposed. Don't board that went to foreign country and study. When you tell them that they say you'll get BMO. Now, look, we are seeing the other side. I've always made a comparison. If I was born today, you take my face down and then I say that I become 50 years old. The day you turn my face up and show me the sky, I'll say no, because I don't know it. So, people who are lucky to travel, went to school, have worked in the West. You'll see white men, you're trembling like that. No, there are certain white people, even my fellow Norwegian here, if I see them in like drag and slap some if I want to, I will not respect them because I know who they are. But for you, when you see them, you bow down, you know?
Yeah, because you live with them. So that's different.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
So you can't be Liberian for that.
Since we cannot do anything for ourselves, we depend on the West. You're look for people who are gone and live in the world and work and come with experience. If people like me, I become president of Liberia. Why make they sit there, I'll get there. If they can't make business, they sit there, I'll get there. You'll be surprised.
Are you sounding like you're not well treated? You're not well treated in the West. Are you being discriminated against, or you been?
No, that one a different issue.
But then when you sounding like someone who don't want to be in the West, they can go home.
The thing is, we are equal. We should be equal partners. Yeah.
I think I best suited to talk on Eastern European because I live in Eastern Europe and I study in Eastern Europe. If you want to go to Eastern Europe to say you're going to pick up something from there, if you want to Poland, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If you want to
Bulgaria, they are hardworking people.
It made a lot of sense. Even the Romania that we talk about today, Romania, Liberians went to Romania on a door about to study. Yes. It made a lot of sense.
Go to Ukraine. The one that 14 now Ukraine. They got that of the Soviet Union.
Yeah. So if you Kosovo that will honor Serbia, this is the point I'm making. The former Czech Republic, right? Liberians want to Czechoslovakia. So, all right, I give example to Liberians. Let's say Liberia, you took River Gma County out of Liberia. That's possible.
Guys, Paul, can I hold you now? I know you will continue lecturing me about UCU for years. So gentlemen, if you mind, can we move to the last
okay, let me give my final cut.
Because we got 2 hours now. I know you guys will tell me much about.
I will tell the Liberian people.
Paul will also give a final cut because I just stopped him. I don't interrupt him.
The Serbia that Kosovo got their independence from Serbia, the same Kosovo and Bosnia, they were fighting the same time. We were fighting in 1990, 91, 92, 93 about that, okay? And that's how I got to know, because I'm working actively as a journalist, that's how I got to know about Radovan Karadzic and Mikhail Gorbachev and all the guys, okay? Now, I was in Serbia in 2013, Liberian boy and Barry 17 girl, we went there, were 32 Liberians from here that went there. We took over the whole city. We bought a club. Everything in the club, we bought it on the Bachelor Eve night. Those are countries where if you spend $200, $300 US, you cannot, then I don't know where you buy them. Because you're able. The Liberian boy, one Liberian boy did it and his girlfriend, they bought 6 suitcases. The Chinese man we forced the Chinese man to open a whole store on Sunday. Because he saw that he opened a store on Sunday there for us. They picked a girlfriend and bought 6 suitcases. One of the things I bought right inside.
What were they into? Were they into 419 or what?
No, not 419. But what we're talking, those are countries that are struggling. Send the Soviet Union back. Okay. Serbia struggling, but Serbia can balance on their own because I know they're very good in certain things. But Croatia is suffering. What the other one in Montenegro? It was. Then the other one that they got But anyway, let's go ahead. But Liberian people not here one. You talking about wasting about once I wear my skin wear, oh man, they'll be rushing. I said I saw the one shaking back ahead. They were looking straight in your face. Say, yeah, I leave our country to come and send some of our people. Don't get all wrong. They are educated, they are trained, they got technicians, they got engineers. That's what we're talking about. They are educated more than us in Liberia. But they don't have risk, they don't got money, they broke. They're broke countries. There are no white people, they broke. A certain country in Europe, they tell me go live free. You give me free home and I go there. Greece. What the other one in? Cyprus. Look how kind of country there.
All right. Okay, guys. Can we transition to another topic? Thank you very much.
Paul, where the tree? They're selling where the tree? They're selling supermarket here.
Paul. Yeah. For your last comment, leave for your alone. So, we'll continue to move on to them about this. I know you're not happy about it.
To give the picture of Kosovo, let's take Liberia as example. You just take River G County, where I come from, I have absolutely nothing. And that Liberia, that part of River G, now the people my president is dealing with, that how Kosovo looking in Europe, is one of those poorer places like River G struggling. They are struggling, and then you get somebody from River G going to meet your president. Say, "Oh,
your president,
come to
this place."
We're going nowhere
because you don't have. That's why you are the receiving end. You don't have. Now you're always bending your hands
let me
like
close
this.
on this. Lieutenant Kojak was in the Samuel Doe government when they went to Romania, so he knows stranger to Eastern Europe. Maybe because Liberia don't have, maybe Kosovo get an old Soviet ammo tank part. Maybe they could give it to Liberia because we don't have anything. That could be one of. I mean, I'm just being honest here.
Yeah, but if that's one of the reasons why, then I think we'll be on a wrong trajectory. Look, Liberia just came from war. We don't even need razor blade. We don't want anybody even give a razor blade. So what we're looking for now is development package, training.
All right.
Yeah. No, I would, if I were president, I would rather go to what they in Serbia. Because I was in Serbia, right? I drove 8 hours from Kiev all the way to Dnipropetrovsk. The engineering capital of that country, close to Russia border to the south. My man, Paul, I said my project, because I'll do my business. So I went to the old man, the gardener who are doing the business with. They got one former engineer that was doing the thing. We went there to inspect the project, my man. Paul, we were driving through the factory, like whole town, one factory. They're going. I said, and the guy was telling me, he said, this is the factory stuff for here, they're going. But all abandoned, nothing going on there. You see, those are the people you can go to, they can come, construct your roads, do up, but you can't go to one country that's struggling than you. What do we get? We can send people to come stay for you.
Let's take a break, then we'll go to the last newspaper page. Thank you very much.
Hello Diaspora Liberian is the consultative meeting of Liberian entrepreneurs and professionals in Europe, brought to you by AFLA. It's all happening in Antwerp, Belgium, May 25th, 2024, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m, Landstraat 102, and it's by invitation only. Don't miss out. Welcome remarks by Mr. Francis Mensah, President of AFLA. Overview of the program, Ms. Emily E. S. King. Our topics and speakers are Honorable Alex Gonti, Entrepreneurship and Innovation in Liberian Diaspora Community, Mistress Leona Alsa, Policy Advocacy, Civil Engagement and Professional Development, Mr. John N. Brunel, Investment Opportunities in Liberia and Professional Development, Mr. Kuku Wisse, Skills Transfer and Mentorship, Brain Drain. See you in Antwerp, May 25th, 2024. Our proud sponsors, Chroma Corios, Alpha Arise from Sham, Patient Bawi, Afri Susu. Other sponsors are Liwini, Tulizin, and Spice It Up. Other sponsors are the Bottom Line Liberia, Afisi, Augustus God Tume, Spice It Up, and A Plus
Guys.
Kosovo.
Yeah, guys. I know Kosovo is a story. Guys, okay, we thank you very much. You have gone so far 2 hours, 6 minutes on this platform tonight. A very quite interesting story. If you just join us wherever you join us from, more especially from Jala TV, to our Facebook, YouTube, and also our personal handles. Our personal social media handles. We say welcome. We've been looking at the major newspapers that make news in Liberia. We're just looking at our stories for Daily Observer as well as the New Republic. Now, our last story for tonight will be this one. This is a story from New Republic. It said about this is there was a recent statement by one of the justices of the Supreme Court talking about restricting the social media. It's going out of hand. So I first want to go to Linford on this. a media person who live a life as a media practitioner, and this is kind of this is like a muffling the press. Probably you may have not read this newspaper, but it was from one of the justice doing speaking, talking about the mass media should be controlled more, especially for public confidence. For the justice system as well. That's one the more especially he was talking about the social media, the Facebook, the YouTube, and it's rampant. So she's talking about it should be controlled. Guys, what is your take on this?
I think if I can take a go first, I think one of the well-known newspapers or any of the news media entities in Liberia should come up with a strong editorial to report this story or this statement by the judge. It is the justice system that is denting its own public image, not the media. Because what you put out there is what you do is what the media puts out there. The media is not the one that judging people or equating people who are convicted of crimes. It's not the media who convicted or who declare an attempted murderer free. It's not the media who took people who were suspected of having drugs and set them free. So how can you say the media is denting the public confidence in the justice system? It is the justice system that is denting its own image or public confidence because the media is not reporting what you do. So I think, but I think some of the media people will react.
What she trying? Let me get something straight to you. Probably not getting it. What she's saying probably is like it's too big. Some of the history has been sensationalized. Some of these stories are now probably investigated. Some of these stories have been done because we'll call it quote unquote cattle journalism. We want to get something out of somebody who give the news. We're grabbing it without balancing the story, going to look at both sides of the stories, do proper investigation, just publish it, or go on use our phone. So we're doing a social media, we're saying something. This is what
Chima will always go around. No, as media personnel, will always go around this thing. People will always accuse us because the people who do wrong will not want to man up to take responsibility for their wrong. They would rather try to safety. If the media were to report anything good in their favor, the media will be the best. For the moment you don't report the thing in their favor, will be the worst. And this is something that we as media personnel should get used to. This public outlast. Now listen, I was listening to the closing argument the last time. There is one guy there called himself Alex something, who ran to be president, who was in the race. And he was sitting there and accusing Front Page Africa of being corrupt because according to him, Comey bought Front Page Africa and Comey told them that they should not carry story from another media except him. They said, can you imagine? Okay? And he cannot show any proof. And simply because Front Page Africa did not carry his story, so Front Page Africa becomes corrupt. You see it? And this is a guy, so I've written these guys, I want to appear, and anytime I get the opportunity to appear on Front Page Africa, I'll react to that guy. Because the thing here is, in the media, there is something called prominence. Okay? And that prominence status works both in the favor of the media and whoever in the public. If I'm a prominent person, the media will always want to cover me. Okay? And if I'm a media institution, I want to cover prominent story of prominence so that my institution can be recognized, can give that in status. So I'll not go look at one picking sitting down behind the hall, being in the old cup, and I go look at a prominent man and look at the story of the prominence there and listen and go look at that people who sit down behind the hall thing in the cup instead. It doesn't make sense. So you came from nobody, so nobody, you are not, even if you ran in the election, you didn't count in one of the top 10. So who will tell a story about you? That means that media institution does not want to become prominent. So you got one who ran and he didn't even cover a spot. Then he blaming Front Page Africa that had won awards all around the place. That name Liberia, that Front Page Africa is corrupt. I
want you to address this, Linford. I'll be probably fucking Paul.
I'm coming to this thing here.
Yeah, but I want you to go to the point.
The accusation against the press will always exist because as long as you don't cover this person, you don't do what he wants, then you will be the worst person. How can what relationship does the media have with the justice system? They are completely two different entities. Okay, the justice system is there to judge or to enforce the law. So if you do enforce the law and the media reports it, how are they denting the public confidence in you? No, you are denting your own image. You arrest accused drug dealer. The next day we see them on free footing. They escape the country. There was a attempted murder on somebody's life. The culprit, you set him free with and the person left the country. So many things. They arresting drug dealers. The next day we see them walking the street. So what does the media have to do with that?
Okay, Paul, the Justice Yuo of the Supreme Court. This is what she said. He said, in fact, most of those people that are reporting have some of them have a formal or informal training in the mass communication and do not have the slightest thought or conviction as to damaging effect their actions have on that ignorable population segment. She said that most of those people carry stories before I even know what they're doing. So the question I'm asking, I was asking if I was to bring it to you. They are saying to us that most of our guys who don't have formal training grab something sent out without even looking at both sides of the story, and that could be denting on justice. Paul.
Yeah, Jamal, she have a point here too.
Yeah, she got a point.
On that, she have a point that anybody can pick up mobile phone and become journalist in Liberia because of the new technology age. But then equally so, the justice system in Liberia is complete shambles. Why am I saying this? This was the same woman in the Supreme Court. If I refer you back to the CPP case trial, that when you sign contract with somebody, me and you can get into susu. I will eat your money, and then when time comes, I will say I want to disassociate myself with you, and it become bounding because of what they did with the CPP case. That they sign a document that if you decide to leave this organization, the agreement you will now contest in the 2023 election. And it said in their conclusion, people can associate and disassociate, so they kick it out. That means when you join susu with anybody, you can eat their money, it will go free. So if they're doing something wrong, the layman that she's referring to, or the laywoman that have their own little, they will interpret it, they want to interpret it, and because of their own fault, nobody denting their performance and all that, they themselves the cause of the problem. The $150 million drugs that came to Liberia that they let go free and those people were scarf free. Who created the situation? It was them. Lucas, who nearly murdered that little girl. He went free. Who was the cause? Was it the media? It was them. So the thing is, you can't have it both ways. You be honest. They just corrupt. And our here, I know they go on for because she.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Let me tell you one thing. The thing is, these people in government, the top people, all the people who are making all the noise, they know the loophole. So they want to base their argument on this thing that, you got to do balanced reporting. No, there is something called editorial judgment in the news or in journalism. If I see black is black, black is black, I'll not go ask why is black. Black is black. You all the instances that we just cited, clear cases with evidence, you let the corporates go. So if I were reporting a case, why are we going to find it again? The case went to court. Okay, so I'll report that the case went to court and they let the corporate go. Am I denting your confidence, your confidence in the public? No, that's a fact. I'm reporting. That's what I saw. But they say, go and do balanced reporting. And what they don't know, I've always said this, what people don't know about the media is that the media can break you. And when I mean, it can build you up. When it's building you up, reporting for you, you're happy. You think you're the guy. But when they try to break you down, then you become they become the bad person. So once it's not in their favor, if we in the media we pay attention to that I want to please a person, no, then will not work. That's why we should be independent. In fact, on the 3rd of May was Press Freedom Day. We should be independent to operate. We shouldn't be operating at the whims and caprices of people. That's why we should not even allow ourselves to become partisans. Because once you become, you align yourself with political parties or to some group, you become part of them. No, your independence will be questioned. You slim your chances of being independent. So if you are free, you can do anything you want. So they will always come and accuse, these people, they are not trained to be journalists. You don't really need to go and be like one rocket scientist. No. Anybody who have the sense of investigation, who wants to know why something happened, that's why you have the 5W and the 1H. What happened? Who did it? When it happened? Why they did it? And where? Your 5W call. So what kind of training do I need again? Car hit John Brown. Where? Uncle Johnson Road. When? Today. Who did it? One test drawer. Why he did it? Because you're crossing illegally. Story call.
The way you're making it simple.
Yeah, make it simple.
All right, guys.
They will always have behind the thing. They can do balance reporting. They said, yeah, we can do balance reporting. And some of them who talking about the balance reporting. When you get half facts on it, you go ask them, they'll refuse to talk to you. And that's the one I like. When I ask the participants, those are the one I like. I get half report you. I come to you, then you want to kick me up. Fine. I'll not even bother you.
Linford is right. Linford is right. If you see people like Sierra and you talking, that somebody got some story on her and now it's getting to her. This is the fact. Because they get these shitty deals that they can cross when somebody now work it out, they say, oh, you're going to get a story right. It should be bonus. Corrupt people always come up with things like that. And they forget. The layman will not be the rolling sea and other people, but that little information you got, it will cause you damage on them.
Big damage.
So
there is I may not train. Okay, they may not train, but I need the man probably information
on you.
the thing that happened, the man probably also he not train, but the poor got the information he put off.
Look, I gave you one story here. I was in Liberia. There was about 2017. From Muma House, they have a traffic light. When you go to Oro, Effie area, that Effie junction from Muma House. And this police officer, there's a lot of police officers in the day over there hustling. This day, it was in the evening. We met this police officer was driving. Well, got there and he knew the late Emmanuel Lincoln. So we're just having chat and some of the things that they experienced over there. There was a woman from higher up. She was in this car that night. The police stopped her. She was with her teenagers. So because she didn't want her name to come out, she just opened her purse, her bag, and took $800 not thinking that was Liberian dollars, and just gave it to the police officer for her to leave, just for nobody seeing what have happened. So when the guy received the money, he looked at it, he checked. He said, he thought our Liberian money, but it was $800. I think the woman didn't realize that she had given this guy $800 just because she didn't want her story to come out. You see, from a higher up in any government. So the guy took the thing, he took it and put it. They afraid asked, he said, but how much? He said, oh, they must just give me something I lose, liberty, and that. He won't be
that the next minute I'll be gone.
Anyway, guys, we'll take a musical break and we'll come back, and guys will take the last round and we'll take you, because we've gone so far 2 hours 24 minutes, guys. So what we're going to do, guys, if you allow me to take a break here, and you come back, we take a last comment.
I
If like my boom making you fat, hold it there. Anything you into, hold it there. Now Osmo giving you my, hold it there. Anything you into, hold it there. If that my story can put all your breath, hold it there. Olive, anything you into, hold it there. If she cooking and giving you food, hold it there. Anything you into, hold it there. I say I talk to you, I talk to you, I talk to you. I say I talk to you, I talk to you, I talk to you. They will eat with you, drink with you, they drag with you, but you don't know that. They will eat with you, drink with you, they drag with you, but you don't know that. If I'm a boom making you fat, hold it there. Anything you into, hold it there. Now Osmo giving you my, hold it there. Anything you into, hold it there. If that my story can put all your breath, hold it there. Olive, anything you into, hold it there. If she cooking and giving you food, hold it there. Anything you into, hold it there. I say I talk to you, I talk to you, I talk to you. I say I talk to you, I talk to you, I talk to you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very much for joining us. We'll return to you the bottom line. We've been discussing the major newspaper in Liberia. We were looking at the Lozera and the New Republic newspaper. My colleagues are with me tonight, being Blinfor, Agon Gwe, and the law opportunity. Gentlemen, it was a nice discussion tonight. Your last comment until we can take a break home. Blinfor?
Well, a few things I'd like to recap again. We talked about the president's visit to the U.S. where he attended let me get put it in the future continuous, where he will be attending the Africa Business Summit. We hope he will have the opportunity to meet other African leaders as well as some officials from the U.S. government and maybe some business or potential business investors, so that we can have the country rolling. And we also talked about the Americans' willingness to support the war and economic crimes code that he promised to establish. In fact, he has signed the paper to establish. We heard Van Schaak, the American ambassador, I think for global crime, Ambassador Van Schaak. She promised to come to Liberia. She commended the president for establishing the code. So we know the Americans are totally involved, or the international partners are totally involved, and we hope to see that kicking off soon. And I can tell you that, I can promise you that while President Bouakai is in the U.S., probably he will have the opportunity to meet some people, and that will be reinforced. And if he has to meet any of the U.S. government officials, that will be the reason why he will meet them, not because of his performance. And then then our good friends from the other side, Kosovo, who are coming with hope, they coming with good faith, and Liberians do not get fooled by the color. People are white people, or some white people suffering more than you. Let me tell you, if you see white men suffering, you will not believe that white men. I was seeing Serbia, I saw white people, how the program before on the road. The people, I was driving, going there, I saw the heavy smoke. So the Serbia girl, not Serbia, or Ukraine. The Ukrainian girl that was sitting by me, because she can speak English. So I'm saying I can speak the language, she the one escorting me. 8 hours of driving. So they have a smoke coming on the road somewhere. So then she started asking. Then we start talking, maybe horse burning or something. We know what's going on. Now know that they put them cleaning the road. You know, Africa had it when they point the fan. Then after they point the fan and they clean the fan, they put all the state together, put fire on it. All the men drink, they get equipment. Where men? I said the black, like hey, all their faces. Where men take black thing and look ugly. So when they cast out, then they got anything to me. The other probably, I give them some money. Then the other probably, when you wash your hand, then you can rub the hand on my hand like that, you know. You want to see one of my black men will leave on your hand, do like that. He said, I can see black people on TV, but I never see one like you. So he tries to know. So, you know, we sat down with them, we talk, you know, they were my friend. So I look, I said, what? That women they? They want to go like, bro, you're not no fall on him. So now all the people enjoy it. So but then the poor get a how. But the one when they come to Liberia, then you're falling all under them. My people, you'll be careful because we'll end up selling our country to people who are out of benefit, and then we be suffering. Look at the example, Turkish people. You put them that breading and say, yeah, they didn't get more money. They're breading and said, they didn't want taking your go carrying it. Then you're there. So that's all I want to say. I want to talk plenty. You want to talk plenty, I'll go back in. Okay? You'll be careful who you're making business with. Not because we're drowning now, we should get hold on to anything. The day God says we'll have good leader and like bro, wake up, it will wake up. Thank you very much for the show tonight, guys. And for those of you who follow us, that's what I have to say. We see you here on Tuesday again.
The Lord brought to the play.
Yeah, I'll say thanks for the show. It was interesting newspaper articles, but Liberia is drowning because of bad leadership. It is what it is in Liberia, and the fact is, I don't know, because if you live, there's something in Liberia. I think I will consider this when you live in darkness. To see light is like when you see, it's like when we used to go in a village for vacation. In the village, it's dark. When moonlight comes on, when the moon comes on, that whole celebration that month, because people have seen light. So Liberia is in a complete darkness. Our leaders are in darkness, and they have kept our people in darkness, and they still, so we're not going nowhere. The fact is that we will consider country like Kosovo, that almost like refugee. There's something might be fundamentally wrong with us. And this is how I see Liberia. If President Boyka, who been in government for 42 years, he came closer to the presidency being number 2. If he does not know good for Liberia, and for that 42 years he served, then sorry, the country is doomed. And my only hope and prayer, the remaining time that God gave me, to see some young person in his 40s or 35, 40, 50s that will come to Liberia, like what this young man is doing in Senegal, to turn the country around. Until that happens, we're going nowhere with this same group of people. This is how I feel about my country. It's a sad situation with Liberia. With all of this so-called experience, we're going nowhere. So the show was a good show, and I'm looking forward to the next show. So I hope our people wake up.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Lynn. For we want to say a big thank you to those who listen to us wherever you join us from. Say thank you for joining us tonight. And we want to say, don't forget to tune in on a Tuesday. We'll be at Tuesday, same time, on this same platform. And always don't forget when you share the show and like the show. So anytime we come on, you always catch us up. We're always here to discuss the major news that make headlines in Liberia every Tuesday and Friday. And sometimes we bring in guests and also like you to be part of the discussions. If you also have questions or comment, always drop it or share it. We'll take your call. This is where we discuss Liberia as well. And don't forget to join on Tuesday. And I'll be one of your hosts, Jamal Kamara, my guy here, Paul, the Lord Should Play, and Linvo Agangwe. And we'll say a big thank you and catch you soon.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, and online radio.